Hi class, Miss Harmon here. Happy Choose Joy Thursday. Hopefully you guys are finding joy in the little things at home, like sunshine or spending time with your pets, or lots of you have lots of special things like cars and babies and playrooms and bedrooms. I loved seeing all of it last week and share. And so there are lots of things to find joy in. Spending time with mom and dad, spending time with your siblings if you have any. There's just lots of things to find joy in, even though it's hard right now that we're not at school. I just want you guys to know that I miss you so much, and I really hope that we will see each other soon. All right, guys, so we are going to be on our last day of learning about how to make fruit turn into jam. Remember, we're thinking about the steps it takes in order to make fruit into jam. So let's go over our vocabulary words first. All right, up here, our first vocabulary word is food processing. Say it with me. Food processing. Remember, this is just the process in where raw foods like eggs or vegetables and fruits get sent to a factory and they package them so we can buy them from a grocery store. Our second word, I like to say this one, marmalade. Say it with me, marmalade. You can even move your shoulders too, like Miss Harmon is doing. A marmalade is a type of jam. So there are lots of types of different jams and jellies, and marmalade is just a specific type of jam. Our third word is orchard. Remember, orchard is just a place where fruit trees grow. So there's apple orchards, orange orchards, lemon orchards, plum orchards. The list can go on and on for the different type of orchards, and it's just lots of different trees that grow the fruit. Our fourth vocabulary word is packaged. Packaged is just the process of putting food into a container. So jam is packaged in a glass jar. Chili is packaged in a can. Chicken noodle soup is in a can. And those are all packaged. And our last word is preserve. And so it's just a type of spread that's made with fruit and sugar. So marmalade is a type of preserve. And there's lots of different types of preserves like jellies and jams, marmalades, all different kinds. All right, my friends, we're going to go 1, 2, and 3 pages. So we have made it to our full text, learning about how fruit is turned into jam, specifically marmalade. So on the previous pages, we saw lots of different pictures that talked about the process of turning oranges into an orange marmalade. And now we're going to read the whole text talking about how we turn fruit into jam. And then we're going to work on writing down the process of how to turn fruit into jam. All right, my friends. So up here, you can see a picture of the orange marmalade. Right here, you can see the picture of the orange orchard. And right here is all the orchards that the workers have pulled off the trees and they're going to send to the factory in order to make the marmalade. All right, my friends, I know there's a lot of words. I just want you guys to work as hard as you can, making sure that you follow along as Miss Harmon reads aloud. I'll be telling you what paragraph I'm on, and you guys can follow along that way, okay? All right, guys. So remember, our title is From Fruit to Jam, a tasty list of choices. So we're going to start at paragraph 1. This is the paragraph number right here. Go ahead and follow along with your finger as I read aloud. Jam is a very popular product around the world. At the breakfast table, it sweetens slices of toast. American companies produce about 1 billion pounds of jam or jelly a year. But where does it come from and how does it reach consumers or customers? Paragraph 2. Growing oranges. Like jelly, jam is a preserve made from fruit. There are dozens of different flavors. One popular type is orange marmalade. It is made from the whole orange, peels and seeds too. The peels and seeds are what make the marmalade so thick and chunky. Paragraph 3. The first step in making orange marmalade is to produce the fruit. Farmers grow the oranges on trees in orchards. They have to consider the best place to plant the trees. They also have to decide the best seeds to use. They must also track the weather. Frost can kill oranges, so farmers prepare by having heaters ready. Those are all important choices. When the oranges are ready, workers pick them. Then the oranges are sent to factories or fruit processing plants. Now the work of jam making can really begin. So go ahead and highlight the word food processing. up here it says manufacturing marmalade. So all manufacturing means is making the marmalade in the factory. Paragraph 4. People often make homemade orange marmalade. The process of manufacturing it in factories is similar. However, the quantity is much larger. Also, manufacturers use equipment that can't be found in a kitchen. First, the oranges are crushed. Next, the pre-crushed fruit is boiled with sugar and other ingredients. The crushed fruit mixture is then cooled. Paragraph 5. After the orange marmalade has been produced, it must be packaged. Remember, package just means putting it in a container, usually a glass container for jams and jellies. Most companies package jam in glass jars. This keeps it fresh. They also print labels for the jars. After the marmalade has been packaged, it is ready to be shipped to stores. Trains and trucks deliver jars to supermarkets all over the country. Farmers can also sell their own jam at a farmer's market. Now it is up to consumers to make their choices. So remember, you can either shop at farmers markets or grocery stores or both to get jellies and jams. All right, guys, so we're going to go ahead and go forward. We're going to go forward 1, 2 pages, and it should look just like Miss Harmon's does right here. We're going to talk about the steps in the process of making this orange marmalade. I want you guys to think about the first step. What is the first step in making this marmalade? So let's think about it. What happens first? What do we need first in order to make marmalade? Well, of course, we need the fruit. So farmers have to grow oranges on their farm. That is the first step in making orange marmalade. All right, my friends, go ahead and take a second and flip back to your reading. You can either go back to the full text or the amplified text and think about what's the next step in making orange marmalade. Okay, my friends, now what do farmers do after the oranges have grown on the trees? That's right. Workers pick oranges off tree. Good job. All right, friends, go ahead and pause the video, flip back to your story, and see what the third step is. Okay, so now once the farmers pick all the oranges off the trees, what do we do? What do they do with them in order to get the process started to making jam? That's right, they ship oranges to factory. Go ahead and write that down in your third step. And go ahead and pause the video after you've written it down. Look back to see what the fourth step is. All right, my friends, what's that fourth step? So this one might be a little bit tricky, and the last 2 days when we've been talking about the process of making marmalade, Miss Harmon kind of broke these steps apart from each other, but since there's only 6 bubbles here, we're going to put these steps together. So what does a factory do once they receive the oranges? Do you guys remember? They crush, boil, and let cool. So remember, those were those 3 pictures. Ms. Harmon talked about those as separate steps before, but in order to fill out our chart here, we're going to make that one step. So crush, boil, and let cool. So they crush all the oranges, peels, and everything. They boil it with water and sugar, and then they let it cool in order to make the marmalade. Okay, guys, write down your fourth step, pause the video, and go back and look for the 5th step. Okay, guys, what's that 5th step in making the marmalade? Okay, so they crushed it, boiled it, let it cool. Now what's next? Think about our vocabulary words. That's right, they package it in a jar. Package in jar. And then go ahead and flip back to find the last step in order for you and I to buy this yummy orange marmalade. Go ahead and look at your book and then unpause the video. All right, my friends, so what is the last step the factory does in order for us to buy this yummy jam and jelly? That's right, they ship it to the store. So that is the process of making orange marmalade. Now I want you guys to take a minute, and you guys are going to do the comprehension check to make sure that you let me know that you were listening and that you learned a little bit about making jam. And then tomorrow, on Friday, you guys will be writing, doing a writing of how to butter toast with butter and jam. So you guys can make it super fun. I can't wait to read it. And maybe you can talk to Mom and Dad about looking at the jams and jellies in your own house and think about what the process is of how turning fruit into jam or jelly. All right, guys. I hope you guys have a fabulous weekend, and I can't wait to read to you guys next week. Bye.